Lastly, let's talk about formatting. Formatting nowadays is mostly done for you by your editor. So in our case, this is probably Visual Studio. Visual Studio is great. You probably already have seen that it will shuffle words around for you, that it will do tabs and returns for you in some cases. Still, you can do a lot of it yourself to make your code more readable. You have to remember, space is cheap. I don't think it actually increases file sizes or compile times in any noticeable way nowadays. That was apparently different like 30 or 40 years ago, but I can't attest to it. The guy who wrote the book can. So basically what I'm trying to say, if you think somewhere there should be more space, use it. Don't think you have to skimp out on it. There are a few rules for space that your editor will follow, that you should follow yourself. Basically, density indicates relatedness. If words are clumped together, they are related to each other. Indents indicate levels. So if you have a nested if statement, the further the line is indented, the deeper down the if statements it is. And lines should always be short, especially if you only have one screen and you're having separate windows open. You do not want lines to disappear into nothingness, or even worse, lines starting to have forced breaks in them, because that makes everything incredibly. Have a look at this example. Just gut feeling which one is more readable. You are probably going to think it is the right one. Well, you can see very clearly on the right which functions are part of the public class 1, which code is part of which function, when does one function start, when does one function end. Yeah. Likewise, you can see that, for example, here, this is a nice one. So this variable here is cast as an integer. Usually by Unity, this is treated as a float, but we want to use it as an integer. This is done by this little command. Here we can now very clearly see that this integer, this int in brackets is not related to the trash removed plus, as this here would indicate, but instead it is related to time since level load. Likewise, here the remove trash function, this barely passes as a single function because it is so short, but here you can very clearly see it is a single function. It has this one line, it starts here, it ends here. Everything is at just one glance very easily readable.